Sorry for the intro.
All right. So we've got a very, very hairy dog. First step I always do is I take my fingers and I pinch where the end of the ear is so I don't accidentally cut the ear off. And then you're going to just do a straight shot across. Usually just kind of round the edges out a little bit. Okay, do the other ear. All right, and then take a slicker brush. And you're going to hold the bottom of the ear. I usually just hold the little hairs there. And then you're going to brush. A lot of times they're shedding out, which he's doing a little bit. And so just keep brushing until you don't see a whole bunch of stuff. Be careful because they do get a little annoyed with the pins, but not terribly. Okay, so make sure also your ear was freshly washed and cleaned and dry. If it's not dry, it's really hard to and gets clumpy. So the cleaner it is, the better. So now for this step, I'm going to mow the grass. So basically I'm pinching his ear so it goes about where it would be when he has his ears up. And then I'm going to trim everything so it's about even on the top part to the tip. On the top part of the ear to the tip. So I'm also focusing on, because his ears kind of go like this, so the inside edge goes up, I want to try and take more off of the inside edge so that it makes it look a little more even. I know. Go away. Okay. So now that we've mowed the grass, you can tell the difference between the two sides. I could probably still take a little bit more off here, but he's running out of hair, so probably not too much more. All right, so then the next step is you're going to take your slicker and pull the stuff up just right behind the ear. Don't go too far back into the rough. And you want it to be brushed out so it's all spread out. You don't want any clumpy hair when you're doing this. Okay, so then you're going to basically continue that same path that we just did. So you don't want to go below that, and you want it to be not any above it at all either. Okay. And then I'm also going to, because he's got a wider ear set, I'm going to pull it in a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is this is an A, or one side of an A, and then this would be like the top of the A. And I'm just kind of taking out there a little bit so it defines his ear more. So it's not lost in the rough. Okay. All right, so then I'm gonna take, every time you put the ear down, more hair is gonna appear, so keep that in mind. And right now I'm taking off more up here because his ear kind of is twisted. There we go. All right, so then the next trick to make that look like they have more of a fold is to come from underneath and then see this is where the fold is of the ear is. So I'm going to take my thinning shears, and if I go in right there and take out that long hair there too. So this will make that tip look more defined. Okay. All right, so now to get that inside devil's horns to go away, you want to again make sure it's all brushed out, no clumpies. Okay. And you're going to brush that hair up like this so that it frames that face better. So look how much better it looks on the both, when you brush it like that. So right when you before you go in the ring, you want to do that too. So as I'm looking at his ear, I see that this is the hair that needs to come out. So I'm going to make like an angle about there. So what I do is I watch where that hair is with my eye, and then as I let it go to trim, I watch where that hair went as it falls in so that I don't go too far down. Remember that you can always take more off. You can't add more hair back in. So the first couple times I did this, it took me like 20 tries to get the right angle. Okay. And then I can see where I need to go again, still a little bit more. So the longer that you trim in one spot with the thinning shears, the more natural and even it looks. I just watched, I got his attention so I could see where he naturally would hold it, where it falls. So basically that line is, I'm going to continue this line that we had made here, and then I'm gonna curve it down a little bit. And sometimes I might even take a little bit extra off that, right that inside corner there, so that it looks a little more natural. But the goal of this is to make those ears look like they are tighter. So his actual ear ends right here, right there, and yet look how much tighter his ear set looks because that hair continues on.